Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rival Bros, American Scousers, two brothers. I am your host, as always, Timucin with Liverpool, and we have Edip in Istanbul. Even though he looks like he's at Old Trafford, he's in Istanbul representing Manchester United. So, first of all, how's it going? How did you make out this week?
Very well. Good win. Uh, and a lot of transfer news. Very exciting week for us.
It has been like a crazy week. So we will talk about, obviously we're not going to have games, so I figured today we kind of focus on the transfers, especially these are two clubs, and then we'll kind of take a look at the last week, and then we use next week to kind of like pitch and moan about other things that we do as old guys. So we'll start with Liverpool because it was almost a perfect window. The Gahey thing hits the post in the last second. Thanks to Crystal Palace, didn't really have anything to do with Liverpool because it was pretty much a done deal. He was doing his medical and everything like that. It was just kind of like a player preferring West Ham over Crystal Palace for one, and them kind of like waiting until the last second to find a replacement.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you about that too, because I think that opens another can of worms in terms of how a player who goes about his business professionally gets screwed, and the guys who throw a temper tantrum and don't play and practice like Isak and Visa and stuff like that get their way, and how right that is and stuff. We talked a little bit about it over the last 24 hours or so, because I think that's like my first reaction. Even when when you look at the news, that's Angie's first reaction is like the dude got screwed because he was being basically professional kind of a deal. But let's talk about Liverpool first. I'll ask you, because I think if the Gahey thing happens, I think we were giving it 9.92 out of 10 because that's how scientific we are here at American Scouser over here.
Wow. Mhm.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of math behind the scenes happening. But a lot of outgoings. I think that's what's it's on paper. It looked like all these players coming in, a lot of money being spent, the Premier League record being broken twice in the same window and stuff. But when you look at the net spend, it's actually less than Arsenal and a lot of other other like high spending teams just because of all the outgoings. I mean, obviously Diaz and Nunez were the top two, but Kwanzaa, Van Dijk went for like 23. Kelleher, we totally forgot about that, went to Brentford. We even got 10 million for freaking Trent the Rats. Tyler Morton goes to Olympic Lyon for 10. And then Nat Phillips finally is gone. He puts his head everywhere. And then Harvey Elliott is a loan to buy, kind of like a deal. So most likely that is another transfer as well, but it doesn't count for this year.
Seen that.
Counts
Yeah.
again next year. Isak coming in at 145. Wirtz coming in at 125. Ekitike at 95. These are euros, I believe. Kerkez, Frimpong, and then Leone is the young center back they signed out of Parma. As an outsider, albeit biased one, how do you rate this transfer window by Liverpool?
Out of 10,
Out of 10, yes.
8.23.
Clearly, you can't do math, but okay.
No, I think looking at Liverpool and looking at the other teams, how they started, I think Liverpool did a very, very good job, to be honest, because the advantage is you have a backbone of a team there and you have some confidence going as
Yeah,
well. So anybody that comes into the team will be not coming as a savior, which we are going to talk about in United. Uh, Sort of egos busting, sort of, I'm coming here to save Liverpool or that sort of stuff, which you have been through that period
yeah,
as well. Yeah.
yes,
So they are coming into a winning team to become one of the winners, and they will have to comply with all the team work that you have been doing there by
yeah.
slots. So anything that you are doing would be at least a 7.5, I think.
That's fair. That's fair.
Isaac is a surprise package. I'm an old guy. These kinds of monies and this transfer window bullshit really gets on my nerves, which is another subject, I think, which you will probably open.
Yeah.
But it's last minute things, and this is all for the media. This is Turkish style of doing things in the last minutes.
Well, to be fair, they are owned by Saudis at Newcastle.
That's the thing, isn't it? Maybe that's the thing. Isaac is a surprise package. I think I don't think he's worth that amount of money, to be honest.
The
Uh,
problem is, in the world where we're going to talk about your boys in a second, if
yeah,
Sheshko is worth 76.5,
fair enough.
right?
Fair
I
point.
mean, I think that's the thing. I agree with you. Like, it's like, holy cow, 145. But then when bums are going for 40, 50, and an unproven guy coming over here
Yeah,
from like Bundesliga is worth like 77. I mean, you could say probably the same for Ekitike. Obviously, he has had a better start and everything, but going into a better environment, we talked about this before. But when an unknown, like a shot in the dark, is going for 70, 80, 90 million, a
that's ridiculous.
proven Premier League scorer, and you can argue, like, is he better or Holland better? That's a statement by itself. When you put it in that context, it doesn't seem as obnoxious. It's still high, but not as high.
That is high and that is obnoxious. I'm going to ask you a simple question. If you were to buy Holland, would you prefer him over Isaac?
Isak.
Would you
Yeah.
really?
Because
Why?
I think he lets you do a lot more things. Like when you play with Hollands, you have to play for Holland. He's
Yeah.
more like a traditional old school guy, which is what City is struggling with right now, right?
Yes.
Because everything has to go like you have to lift your head up and be like, where is Holland? Whereas the things Isak does in terms of taking a center back to the wing with him and like beating him on the dribble or taking him with him so that Wirtz can be in the middle on the dribble or like another player from midfield, Soboslai pushing up, whatever it might be. I think he gives you a lot more you can do compared to Holland. That's why I would personally prefer him.
Okay. This is noted. 3rd of September 2025. We'll see in about 2 months.
I mean, my mind is not going to change. Are you asking? I mean, if you ask me in 2 months, I'm still going to say the same thing because their
Well,
playing styles are
the
not
thing
going to
is,
change.
Isak in Newcastle is he going to be the same Isak in Liverpool?
Why
Because,
wouldn't he
because
be when he's playing with even better players? When Isak is
exactly.
getting to the end of balls coming from Mo, who's a great creator, for example,
Yeah.
why wouldn't he be even better?
Mm,
Because it wasn't like, people, he wasn't the Holland of Newcastle. I mean?
no.
A lot, Gordon was Gordon at Newcastle because of Isak, for example. I
Yes.
almost feel like he was more like the Mo Salah of Newcastle, where he made people around him a lot better. Because a lot of his like goals are like tap-ins. It's just a matter of sensing. Good old days when we had like Tanju, for example, playing for
Yeah.
Galatasaray, Fenerbahce and stuff.
Exactly.
Like the
Yeah.
goals are not. I mean, the one he scored against Liverpool is impressive, but it's a matter of being there, being the scorer, like how like Rush was, for example, back in there, or
Yeah.
Fowler and stuff. Like it's a
That's
matter of it looks like a tap in, but he was there. He was the only one there. It's not like other players were there. But
ex-
aside from his goals, I think him being able to create, take people on, drag people around, he can pop up here, pop up there. Whereas Holland is worthless if he comes back to midfield.
I know.
You don't have to chase him down there. You're like, okay,
That,
whenever
that,
you're coming over here, let me know.
yeah, that I agree, but I am well genuinely curious about
As opposed to from a genie, yes. Okay.
exactly what is going to bring on under a Liverpool shirt, because it's not the same. It's not
No, it's definitely not the same. Are you saying in terms of pressure, like the price? Kind of like
um,
what Veers is going
the
through right now?
price, the expectation, the teammates. It's not. Mm, Isak is Isak because he played for Newcastle. It's not because he wasn't well. If he had better players assisting him, he would do better. He actually shined under those circumstances. Okay, so well, we'll see how it goes. I am curious
I
to be honest
I'm
to see.
I'll be
In
honest. Like
any
before
case,
we going into it, I
in
wasn't
any
like
case,
if you.
he's not worth that much money. Nobody can convince me of that. That is a lot of money.
So who is worth that much money?
I
If
don't
you
think
if
anybody,
you
I
bought
don't think
if you got
anybody
rid of
is.
the fat guy in Nottingham Forest and
I
took
know.
over, and I tell you, hey, you get to pick one player to buy for like 130, 140, who are you getting over there?
I'm not getting
Anybody over there? Yeah, you're not gonna
anybody
last.
over there
You won't last. That's
because
why you can't own
because
a club.
this was this is our fourth program. I think I told you in the first two episodes as well. Uh, the price of the players are getting higher. Are are they getting better? Are we getting better players, or are we getting a better football out of these players? No,
I think you are
definitely
getting
not.
better out play football out of these players for one.
Really,
Yes.
really.
I mean, don't you
Okay,
think a good team from now would kick the shit out of a team from 15 years ago?
no,
Just physically and technically alone.
I don't think so. No, definitely not.
Okay, let me rephrase that. But playing with today's rules,
Ah,
because I know what you mean. Physically, they would get their butt beaten. But playing with
exactly.
today's rules, I think the Premier League team from today would beat the heck out of a lot of the teams from like
So
15 years
you
ago. Let's say
okay? This is very very very
that this is
hypothetical.
gonna. Yeah, I see. Good thing we're just running a short show. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I mean, I'm thinking about two, actually three teams. Um, Alex Ferguson's United with Cantona, Arsene Wenger's Arsenal with Thierry Henry and Bergkamp, and your Liverpool with Dalglish and Ian Rush. I think they will
I
kick.
still think today's teams, the physicality, the pace of the game alone. I think it's dude. I was watching an interview from Mekitike coming
Mhm.
from Bundesliga, which is not it's not like he's coming from like a lower league or something like that.
Yeah,
Basically saying this is no joke. And like he started cramping up after 60, 65. Like,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, you hear about it, but until you're in there. I mean, we've done it, right? We watch like a Turkish league game in the morning and then watch a Premier League game, and it's like you're like playing amateur, or we go
Day
up
and
to
night.
pro in like FIFA or something. It's like, how the hell
Yeah,
did the game get so fast? So I think that's alone. And going back to this is why like the era conversations always end up in a stalemate like this, because
I
the rules are different. Like all those midfields would have a yellow card 15 minutes into the game these days.
but that is the thing, isn't it? I mean, the quality of players then uh, technical side uh, would not be letting, for example, how a Premier League team gets it or finds it very hard to play a La Liga team, because uh,
Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you
you know,
mean.
you know what I mean. I mean, the pace is not the same as the Premier League, so they wouldn't be playing at this pace. The Arsenal team of Thierry Henry or Petit or you know what I mean, Adams,
Yeah.
Tony Adams, and that sort of thing. They wouldn't let these people
Yeah,
go
but
hayway.
look at the pressing now compared to
I
15,
know,
20 years ago,
I
dude.
know.
There's no
We
way.
will never know this, so
Yes,
this is
I
not
know,
going
but
anywhere.
I
But
win.
but
I win either
no,
way.
my
But
my point is the amount of money that from Tony Adams' day, Tony Adams, Bolt, um, Merson,
yeah.
Winterburn, you know, that four, back four. Uh, that was 1990, wasn't it? About. So in 35 years, uh, it's probably about 150 times, 250 times more the amount of money. It's
Mhm.
nowhere near the amount of football that we are getting as spectators.
Yeah, see that back four. See, we're gonna go back to the same freaking argument. That back four would
Exactly.
get killed right now. That
This is
back
not going
four
anywhere.
would get
I
killed
know.
right now. You get
Yeah,
Adams holding his back like this, trying to chase a false nine. I will love to freaking watch that. That's what I
exactly.
mean. Like some of the things that is being done in football now
I
wasn't
know.
being done back there. That's why I think that's why these arguments never go anywhere. But no,
No,
I know what
exactly.
you mean. But here's the thing. I mean, obviously, it goes in levels, right? When the clubs were not making nowhere near the money they are now, and
Yeah,
there's a reason the ticket prices are so high because people are going there to watch insert name here, or like the investment and stuff like that. So when you're getting so much money in and you're like paying players, obviously the prices is going up. They're going to leagues like Turkey and stuff like that, getting the guy for 18 and then selling it to one of the big boys for 70. You know what I mean? So it's a business. So it has become a business. That's why the price has gone up, because people are adding more margin, if you will.
of course. But that's what I mean. The amount of money is irrelevant. We have to value these people uh, with the money that that they are earning. I don't care about that. But what I see on the field, we have to value these people not in terms of sort of currency, but with some other measure.
Well, I mean, yeah, basically you're looking at, I mean, value is the key word.
Yeah,
So what are you getting for what you're paying? So if you have
exactly,
Mo Salah
exactly.
over there, I mean,
Yeah,
doesn't matter what you're paying. And that's why when this conversation was happening with this contract and stuff last year, you're like,
exactly.
that's why what it was like, just pay him the money because he's worth every penny. A guy
That's it.
like Van Dyke is worth every penny. So it does.
That's
I know what you mean, but I think, and obviously we're not going to know this probably. I mean, even 2 months is kind of too early to tell because I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting when Sweden plays Slovenia. Do they trot him
oh
out
yeah,
there for 15, 20 minutes or whatever? But I mean, I think we'll start seeing it, but we'll know by the end of the season. I think, is it a good fit? More importantly, I think we're going to, and then you gave it like a 8.23 or whatever. I
yeah,
give it a 9 just because, I mean, if it was the gay thing happened, I would give it a 10. Definitely. I give it a 9 just because I look at the players bought and you're building a team for the future as well. You
yeah,
didn't pull, you didn't get like old guys, or you didn't get guys that are like you got so many young. The oldest guy you bought is Isak at
yeah,
25. And that's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, that's basically
It's
you're
crazy.
investing in, you're getting the team younger while staying competitive, because you talked about this before, like that winning tradition. So that's, the Van Dykes and Mo's of the world can pass that, like Robertson and all these guys can pass that mindsets, the winning mentality, onto a Soboslai and Gakpo, who just signed a contract with an extension and
That's
stuff.
right.
So you can keep continuing it.
That's what United have done for many years, haven't they?
But not
Uh,
so much now. So let's look at
no,
United.
well, let's look at them as well. But the thing that I have to say is obviously the Gay thing. I have to talk a bit about. I'm so happy that he didn't come to Liverpool because yeah, no, I was telling you before the program.
Here we
I'm
go. The old man rants. Go ahead.
exactly, yeah.
I,
Well,
I
thank
kind
you.
of like touched up on it because we talked about it, I think, over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
touched up on it this morning show. But go ahead, do your old man thing.
well, okay. Well, I am an old man, and this is bullshit. The, the first
Game
of all,
clowns.
this transfer window thing is bullshit. It's just a media thing in the last minute. People signing things in the last minute. Bullshit. So this has been going on what for 10 years, and
Yeah.
this is getting even worse and funnier. It is ridiculous. Uh, at the last minute, people are. I mean, for God's sake, you had months to actually prepare for this. For Crystal Palace not finding anyone in time. Oh, come on! I mean, it's actually they are doing a reality show and people are just falling for it. It is bullshit.
Why do you
For
think they are doing it? Is it just basically, is it like
yeah,
ultimately ends up being a business? Like,
yeah,
like it's
it's
like a
just a
stock market. They
reality.
don't want to spend an extra 500,000. We'll wait. They'll drop the price.
Yeah, it's just a reality show. It's people watching people signing things for the last minute. So it is ridiculous from an old guy's point of view. I know it might sound exciting. It's not exciting at all. I'm sounding like an old man. I'm sounding like David Mitchell. I know, but this is bullshit. Uh,
This is we gotta have to clip this. I'm gonna have to. Everybody's gonna have to watch this. Okay,
plus,
just I'm gonna
plus,
have to like clip this, put some clouds on top of you, so you can just like yell at him. Just
plus, I have to say, plus, uh, the thing that the teams are preparing for this, right? This is not like Turkey, like some rich uh, president just going crazy and firing
yeah,
Mourinho, and that's not
only at
that.
Forest they're doing that. Nothing
Exactly,
before.
exactly. That's right. Yeah. But I would love. We were talking about this. I would love Mourinho to end up in Forest and see how they get on. Um, the thing is this: they have scouting, uh, sort of people, networks. They have been working on this the whole season. They
Yeah,
have been watching players. This is not going by chance. At the last minute, who are we going to buy? Gay. He scored a goal. Who's that guy? Gay. Let's
here.
get him. How many hours do we have? That is bullshit. That doesn't work like that. And the thing that they sound like making it like that is bullshit. Uh, the other bullshit is this. Uh, the league has started, for God's sake,
Yeah,
and they have played 3 games, and now everything is sort of mixed again. Wasn't he playing for the black team? Or
I hate that as
that
well.
is ridiculous.
I hate it for the little guys more than anything else. But
Yeah,
this goes
exactly.
back to what you're saying, I think. I mean, you look at clubs, there's a lot of money being spent, right? And
Yeah,
I think this is basically on the big clubs screwing over the smaller clubs even more. Because, when you look at, I know not every club is like this, but for example, with Liverpool, like they probably, and I was going to ask you that, but I think it's probably clearly the best run club right now overall. Because I mean, Spurs is profitable, but in terms of winning things as well, while being profitable, well run, established, stable and stuff like that. But they identify one guy and they go after him. They don't usually say, well, we couldn't get him, so we'll get that. We'll wait, like we did with Van Dijk and stuff like that. We'll wait. We'll go back our guy. We're not going to go settle for second best kind of a deal. So I kind of like that approach. But what happens is when you have, like, there are other teams like Chelsea and stuff like that just go all over the place and buying. The problem is when you're spending 55, 60, right? You're probably like waiting to see if you can do better, blah, 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 because you're spending a lot of money on that guy. And
yeah.
what happens is because they wait till the last minutes, now I just took probably your best guy because he's worth 60 million. Now you got to take that 60 million and go make something happen with that so that you don't get demoted or whatever is going to happen. You got to be able to replace it. So you go take it from the littler guy. So now he has to find somebody. And I think that's why the last day is always this freaking big chaos. I mean, there were updates. I was watching it I rarely watch this, but just to see if Gay and Isak went over the line kind of a deal. And they do updates from like EFL. And I think the guy went on for like 10 minutes saying like what happened and stuff. And I watched, like when you watch those documentaries, like the Leeds one, for example, you see in the last second, like 5 minutes, what's going on. And I mean, the fact that there's a thing to do a deal sheet to extend it 2 hours when you had like 2.5 months is all that. It's like the shits I pulled off in college where you were like, hey, can I turn in my paper at noon instead of 10? It's like, hey, asshole, you had 2 months to write that. Like you had the whole term to write that. So it's just like that kind of a deal that I think screws the little guys more. And we were talking about this with you where the big guys are constantly
Yeah.
stockpiling talents with their secondary clubs like Chelsea has Strasbourg and stuff like that. Well, like, you know what? You're not good enough for here, but I don't want to give you away. Why don't you go play over there for us and stuff? So a lot of shady stuff being happening. But at the end of the day, that's what drives. I mean, it has become a business. There's a lot of money floating around and a lot of money being lost by United over here. So we'll go take a look at your outgoings real fast with, I mean, I think that was the most important thing in some ways. We talked about this with you in terms of United getting rid of trash that they bought and they
Dead,
spent a lot of money on, for example.
Deadwood, Deadwood.
Deadwood, yes. And some of them, I mean, I don't know. Garnacho was not Deadwood 8 months ago, but now he's Deadwood, and he actually went for 46. They got good money for him, I think, because
And
obviously
he's
he
going to
was
play for
promised.
Chelsea, isn't he?
Yes, he went
Yeah.
to Chelsea. Anthony went back to Real Betis. Hoyland got loans, and I think it's only because they did not want him to. I think you said this. You didn't want him to come in for Sheshko and make Sheshko look bad, so they were like, "You're gonna have to go, dude." Like
Why
they were
did we
showing
buy
him like going to Napoli, and he did not look like a happy camper. He looked like a teenager on vacation with his parents. He had that look on himself, like I really don't want to be here, but what are you gonna do? They're paying me, kind of an ordeal. So he did not look happy. But he's loaned out. Obviously, Rashford's, Sancho, a bunch of people that nobody bought, getting loaned out at the end. Incomings, the usual high price front three incoming, Sheshko, Embuemo, Cunha, who got injured. I don't know how serious it is, by the way. And this
I
is the
am
one that I really wanted to ask you about, is the goalkeeper. Because during the week when the rumors came out that, which that's comedy by itself, by the way, that you guys were going after Martinez, who didn't play for Villa because he was supposedly going to United, and then he
Yeah.
didn't because you guys went and bought this guy. My guess, without asking you at all, is you would have, based on what you said over the last 3 weeks, you would have prepared Martinez 10 times before you got this 23-year-old's Lamens from the Belgian league.
Royal Antwerp.
Yes. The pride of
Uh,
Belgium.
the pride of Belgium at 23 years.
Another career ruined is what it looks like
Exactly.
to me.
Yani conceding ridiculous goals, making ridiculous saves. Um, this is our fourth program. Repeat.
The monkey's
From the,
ass, yes.
from the very first program, I keep saying we need a commanding, seasoned keeper, not a 23 years old guy.
Was Martinez that guy? Were you like
I
clamoring
think
to
so.
have
I
Martinez?
think it would be a lot better. And
Oh,
I read reports that he's there waiting for a call to come in from Old Trafford to say, "Come on, man, come." And Birmingham to Manchester is what, well, an hour and a half, whatever drive. So he's been preparing for himself for that. Um, I don't know what they're thinking, honestly, because Onana has been offered um, by a couple of good teams, but he told them he will stay and fight for his jersey. So we have about three goalkeepers. Uh, One of them is Onana, considered two from Grimsby, so he's going to be so,
that's weird
sharing a
for a
job.
goalie to say that. It's not like you can come in the last 15 minutes a couple of times and impress or something.
Yeah, I know. The other thing is, after the game, which I think we will be speaking about the Burnley game. Um, After that, he was joking with Altai, and he was laughing his ass off for whatever reason.
You
I
suck
don't know.
too. Like,
I don't know if Altai got the joke or whatever. And now they have this Belgian guy who's 23. Why? I have no idea. But from the outlook, um, from a Belgian league, 23 years, uh, saving ridiculous goals, ridiculously good reflexes, but at the same time, conceding ridiculous goals as well. I have
yeah.
seen clips as well of that. Uh, so why risk it? Because you don't really have a back line that is strong enough. You don't have a defensive midfield that is strong enough.
Yeah.
So you have to have a bloody good keeper. Uh, Martinez would be a lot. I don't know if it's going to be the ultimate or the best choice, but Fenerbahce got Ederson.
Yeah.
Uh, so City got Donnarumma. As United, the thing that they didn't go for a guy like Donnarumma uh, just baffles me, because we all know anybody, a school kid. Why? What does United need? A bloody keeper.
I just don't understand the. I mean, if you had a clear number one, you get this guy like what's his name? The guy that you guys got rid of unnecessarily. Oh, God, his name
Who?
escapes me. The Spanish dude.
There?
De Gea, yes, thank you. Like if De Gea was still there, and then you get this 23-year-old, he's the
Yeah.
backup. Learn from De Gea. He's the succession plan. I would go with that. But then throwing this kid into that mess, because if you get Martinez, he has some credit, right? He's
Yeah.
Argentina's goalkeeper. He's won this. He's won that and stuff. He has some credit. If he makes mistakes and stuff like that, I mean, the moment Altay makes a mistake, it's going to be Onana. That's why probably Onana is laughing. He's like, next week I might get my chance again because he's competing with Altai. I would be like, yeah, I want to give it a shot too because I might stick around over here and play because anytime
Yeah.
Altai makes a
Exactly.
mistake, he's gonna
Yeah.
go in. This poor kid is gonna come in. He's probably gonna be shaking, knowing when he makes a mistake, it's probably going to be Altai coming back. So it's going to be probably. I kind of knew the moment the rumors came out, I was like, oh, he'll be really excited. This is the guy that he wanted. Not necessarily Martinez, but in terms of profile. I mean, I hate it. He's annoying. So he would fit like a glove at United, by the way. Like his
Who?
annoying personality. Martinez. He's a jerk.
Martinez would be. But Martinez is a good keeper,
But he's a good
and
keeper. Yes. I mean, ultimately, he's a good keeper. And it kind of like, we were just talking about it for like Fenerbahce in the last show in terms of like a guy having command of his defense and basically makes calling for that respect from his
yeah,
defense because
yeah.
knowing who he is and stuff. I mean, this kid is gonna go over there. Is Delic gonna really respect him a lot or anything like that? It's like same as probably. I mean, they're all teammates. I'm not talking that kind of respect, like he's gonna trip him
No,
in the
no, no.
hallway. But
Exactly.
I mean, in terms of like trusting him, maybe more than respect is the trust that matters. And we always talk about the spine of the team, and yeah, that is just not a good move
No.
at all. But what do you rate United's window with the outgoings and incomings? It's trickier.
Well, they gave Amarim the license to get rid of whoever he wants to get rid of,
Mm-hmm.
didn't they? So they said, okay, we have accumulated a lot of shit over the years. So, and he probably said, what am I going to do with this
Yeah.
squad? So if I'm here, then I have to let these people go, which is a plus.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, but at the same time, there are people there uh, that we could use, that is who are not completely useless, but became useless because of the team's lack of
Yes.
teamship, or whatever you call it. Okay. uh, the incomings, apart from the keeper, I would give a solid 7, because I think Mbama, Cunha, I hope he's going to be okay, because he is a very valuable player. He can change a lot of things. Uh, Sheshko, we haven't seen. I know we haven't seen a lot of him,
Yeah.
but if the mechanics of the team get settled in, he can do stuff. He has that sort of quality. We know that.
Had you
Um,
given up on Hoyland, by the way, or are you still sticking with the? Because I really felt like when you left, they were like, "Yeah, we don't want anybody to challenge Seshko."
No, I think they want Sheshko to be to feel comfortable,
Yeah.
uh, to be
Yeah.
a
Not
number
look
one.
over his shoulder, kind of deal.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I think that's fair. 7, because well, we haven't got a goalkeeper. Uh, maybe I will be surprised pleasantly surprised if he sort of comes in and really sort of settles in there. And because we have started with the Burnley game, you probably saw uh, the the level of joy or the celebration or the ambition that the players showed after winning that game, and that made me hopeful.
Ah,
Because
it's the
I
hope that kills you, buddy. It's the hope that
exactly,
kills you.
I know. Then again, you were saying if it's ups and downs, then it will not pick up. But it's the start of a string, and they fought very hard for it. And the the goals that we conceded, especially the second one, which Altay spilled.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Shocker.
yeah, well, there you go. I mean, it's to come back from that after the game at Grimsby. Uh, a team builds a character like this, I think. uh, you have when during the seasons of the not the Liverpool but the loser pool, uh, when you had shitty goalkeepers and gave away silly goals, playing decently but losing still,
Yeah.
or uh, winning a game 94th minute, and Klopp like ecstatic with a silly seeming win. That built the Liverpool today.
No,
So
that's fair. I remember like he got mocked after they came back. Was that West Bromwich Albion or QPR? I can't remember.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
When it was a
That's what I'm
draw and
saying.
they came to the fans and stuff, I realized that, but I don't know. I look at that Bernie. Here is the thing that I guess one, I had more faith. I mean, maybe because I'm a Liverpool fan in Klopp than
I'm
Amorim,
a-
who looks like very like I don't know. I watched that last press conference he had. I don't even understand like because it's almost like the anti recipe for a manager, like where you
yeah.
want some kind of stability. Like he's like, oh, I'll say this today and I'll see that tomorrow. That's like a problem girlfriend you dump, right? Like the like I can't deal with these ups and downs and swings and stuff like that. I mean, you kind of I understand being emotional, but you still need some kind of a composure in the
I think, but the thing is, I think yes, fair point. But the amount of pressure that Klopp got is nowhere near what
oh yeah,
Amorim
oh
is
yeah,
under
yeah.
at the moment. So I think he can afford that. I think he will come to his senses when. Uh, I mean, you can't. Well, mm, United from the first program or for the first game, the Arsenal game,
Yeah,
we weren't too far off from a win there. I mean, you won against Arsenal by a miraculous
you like that,
free.
don't you?
That was a good free kick. Uh, but the thing is, you could end up the same if you had Altay for a keeper. Uh, wouldn't you? I mean, it's the same game.
But let me
Even
ask you this. Let me ask you
I
this.
would definitely say we played better, or we forced Arsenal more than Liverpool has done in that game, in the first game.
I think the reason for that is Arsenal did not play that game as scared and they played it a lot more open. They were not as afraid of United as they were afraid of Liverpool. They came
Yeah,
to Anfield basically not to lose, whereas I think they came over there to definitely to win. And I think that's like that. You know what I
they
mean?
thought
There's like a difference in the approach. So when you look at the game, it looks. I mean, this game for both teams, I felt neither wanted to lose. They wanted to really control and not let it get out of hand.
we said this in the last program, didn't we? When we were
Yeah.
actually doing a pre
Yep.
match, we said that this will probably end in a draw, which it was going to be a
It
draw.
was going to be, yes. And I don't think anybody could complain and say, oh, we deserved it or anything like that. That goal deserves a win. That's a different story. But, at the end of the day, yeah, you look at the overall play. I don't think anybody could have said, "Oh, we really deserve the win." They would have probably like
No,
taken the draw and walked away. But I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, as I love the optimism, and it's it's gonna make it even funnier in a month over here. Because if you look at these first three games, you played
okay.
Arsenal, away to Fulham, and at home Burnley. What were you hoping for in terms of points out of the first three games? Out of 9 points, what did
7.
you think would be a good one?
I would think 7.
Right? And you're
And
at
we could have,
four because
yes,
here's
we could have,
your schedule coming up
yeah.
for the next 5 games:
City,
away to City, home Chelsea, away to Brentford, home Sunderland, away to Liverpool.
okay.
With this optimistic tone of setting setting the new era over here, out of these next 15 points, how much will this new era get?
I will save the last game, Liverpool away. So out of 12,
Why are you saving that?
because we will talk about it when we come to it. I'm not going to
I mean, we're gonna
invest.
talk about the Chelsea
I'm
game when
not.
we
I'm
come to
not.
it.
I'm not investing anything in an Anfield game
Oh
for now,
God.
because it depends on a lot on these two games coming up, and I think the players are very aware of it. City and Brentford.
Brentford away, City away, Brentford away, at home to Chelsea, at home to
Yeah.
Sunderland.
These two away games after the international break, they are the ones that are going to make or break the season, I think, because it is important to get. Um, it was very important to win against Burnley, which we could have done comfortably if that was a Liverpool team, like, not a Liverpool team. No, I'm taking that back, obviously, but a team that is used to winning,
Like the Liverpool team. Okay.
like the Liverpool
Just
team
say it.
of
It's okay. Just
of
let it
the
out.
late latest. Uh, no, I mean a confident team that
Yeah.
they know they are going to score. We probably would have finished that. I mean, if you but I watched the game in the airport at the airport. Um, if you've seen the highlights, it it's a 5-0 game in the first half. It's an easily 5-0 game for a confident team.
Yeah.
But we have to get there, and I think the players knew exactly what it meant to win that game.
I'll be honest, man. You'll be being too honest. If those players gave a damn, they don't lose to Grimsby. But that's just me. I don't think.
Uh,
I'm sure
Grimsby,
they knew the importance. Like they had to win that game, and it's a huge relief. Like when you see them celebrate, I think that's more relief. That okay, we're not going for the next 14 days while during the international break. I don't have to hear about the like. It you just basically punted it away. It'll come
yeah.
back eventually, which it will come back eventually. 12 points. How many are United getting? Since you excluded the Liverpool game for some reason, let's go with 12. Out of the 12, what are they getting?
8.
2 wins and 2 draws?
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be a fun
I'm
season.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna love the show.
It will definitely be an 8. I think we will get a point from City, 3 points from Brentford, a win from Chelsea, and a draw.
I will probably would be okay with the if you guys get something out of Chelsea, but I think Brentford, for example, beats United's. Um, yeah, I would go 6 is optimistic. I think out of that 12.
6 is optimistic. Okay.
6 is optimistic. 8
Wow.
is 8 is Edip. Okay. Let's go with
Let's
let's take a quick look at last week. I have a ton of questions about VAR and stuff like that, but obviously it's international break. So we'll talk and bitch and moan about that. So you can have your old man rant about that next week. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. This by itself will bring a lot of VAR conversation. It's just pure comedy. So VAR has been, I remember way back when they started in the Turkish league, we spoke about this with you and we said, it might change things where the big teams might not get the calls all the time. The penalties, they're going to go back and not the benefit of the call. I almost feel like they made this VAR to the point where they can go back. You can go back to any game. Like you look at like some of the calls that United has gotten. I mean, Fulham has gotten screwed back to back 2 weeks now. First against United and now here. Because you can go back to any. If I tell you, if that's your goal, we talk about this with Galatasaray all the time, right? If you want to, you can find something. So if you go watch when United takes a corner kick for like extra 30 seconds to see if anybody in the vicinity got pulled or touched, but you don't care when Fulham takes a corner kick over there. I just hate that. But like I say, next week we'll probably talk a lot about this. Dude, our boy Vitor is in trouble. Wolves 2, Everton 3.
Everton is going well, apart from the Vitor thing. But our boy is in big trouble. I don't know what's going to happen in the international break, but he has to get a few points under his belt. Or, well, Fenerbahce doesn't have a coach
No,
now.
there you go. Bring him back.
He's coming back
I would
for
be
the third time.
all over that.
That will be for the third time.
Would it be the third time? Yeah, third time is the charm. They did keep Larson, so that might help. Next week, maybe we'll look at like who did what once everything is settled down too. But Tottenham 0, Bournemouth 1. Called this the upsets, and that was my only upset because some of us don't pick 5 upsets just to make sure one of them hits.
I actually picked 2, and I hit
there's
one.
only like 8 games, bro. Like. Or 10 games. I mean, you can't just pick 20% of it as an upset and be happy about it afterwards. But does it say more about Tottenham or Bournemouth? I think when I look at this, to me, and I've been saying it all week, it shows how valuable and how huge that 9 points Liverpool got from the 3 games is. Because when the season started, everybody assumed Bournemouth is not going to be the same Bournemouth because the back line is totally different. Only one guy left. We're seeing now that, I mean, you even said they could have blown Tottenham away that game. So I think that Bournemouth on paper starting the season was supposed to be like an easier game. Looking back now, like in Matchday 10-12, that's going to be not an easy game at home to play against Bournemouth.
Well, it depends on how Bournemouth is going, but they really started the season strongly. When I didn't watch the 90 minutes, but I told you as well. When I saw the score, I thought Bournemouth scored 1 in the 5th minute, and then Tottenham rained on them and couldn't get it back. When I saw the highlights, it could have been 6-0 or something.
Yes, yeah.
To Bournemouth. So a lot of sort of chance after chance they couldn't score, and the Tottenham that we have seen at City at the Etihad, what happened to them, that I couldn't solve, because I watched the 90 minutes of the Etihad game. I didn't watch the Tottenham Bournemouth in 90. I just saw the highlights. I would love to see the next Tottenham game. What the hell happens from
the biggest difference is Bournemouth is a lot more physical team that runs a lot more. I mean, when you looked at the numbers from Matchday 1, I think out of the top 10 players in terms of distance traveled or whatever running, like 5 or 6 was from that Liverpool Bournemouth game. I mean, and like evenly split. I think that's big part of the difference. It's a team that runs and is very physical, whereas we'll talk to City when we get to them, but that City team is not the same City team. It's more, it's aging. It's not sure of itself. It's nowhere near the old City team. But I think that's the biggest difference. I mean, we'll see. I do think that Bournemouth, they have a good manager. They have a lot of good players. The main concern was the back 4, and really, they have done well, and some of the replacements they've become the Brighton of the league, where they do really good recruitments in terms of like they moved Kirkes, but the new guy comes in, looks just as good and stuff like that. So United Burnley, we talked. I think it was like an important win to kind of give some breathing room, because looked like freaking Emery was choking in that press conference afterwards. So this gives him like some time But I think, like we said, before the next international break, that window over there is huge in between these two games. So Sunderland 2, Brentford 1. Is Sunderland staying up or what?
That is a miraculous game, isn't it? Have you
Yeah.
seen?
Yeah.
It's Sunderland coming back from that.
Yes.
That I don't know if it's you can, but I would be very sad if I was a Brentford fan, because they could have just walked away with the. But
Yes.
they thought they walked away with the three
Or
points.
that. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think it's shocker though, but hey, man, these like 3 points right now are huge because we had teams last year that still did not have wins and stuff, like 10 games in and really struggling already,
No, they have they
already
have
on their way to relegation. So it's huge to start the
they, they,
season like
they,
that.
they have done very, very well. Happy for Sunderland, but disappointed. I would be very disappointed if I was a Brentford fan, because they actually deserved that. At least a
Actually,
point.
in a little bit, we're recording this on a Tuesday night, so shortly Glenn will be able to tell the panel how disappointed he is because he's the
All
Brentford guy
right.
we
All
found.
right. Okay.
Leeds United, another team that was bound for relegation. We figured because they're the new ones up. I know it's a Newcastle team that was missing a lot of players and kind of like it that had to be a painful loss to come out of emotionally as well, plus physically because they had a lot of injuries.
That was a painful game to watch. I could tell that, because I've watched about 60 minutes of it. Uh, that is one of the worst games that I've seen in the Premier League. Um, Leeds has a character, don't they? They struggle. They never play very good flowing football, but they always seem like they sort of fight for it.
Yes. And
And
that's
I
how they
think
got promoted too. There were so many games last year with like some
exactly,
ridiculous comebacks and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Newcastle doesn't seem very fit. Uh, the only exciting thing was the so many pounds guy sitting in a very nice suit in the stands. The guy they bought from Bundesliga, the 70 million guy. Who's that?
The guy from Stuttgart,
Exactly.
Waldeman. I
Oh,
can't remember.
that,
It's
that's that,
basically that the eighth choice. That's
that's
the only guy who said yes.
Yeah, I mean, when he's fit into that team, I don't know what he's going to change, but Newcastle doesn't seem to have. This is what the Villa game that I watched, Villa Newcastle,
Yeah.
uh, when they were down to 10 men. I said the same thing. They don't have any. They don't seem to have any teeth to actually
Yeah.
bite into and threaten to score. Not score, but threaten to score. So it was a very dull game.
I mean, even in the Liverpool game, I mean, yeah, they were 10 men. It's a hard working team, like
Yeah,
physically, and they do a lot in midfield. They are probably one of the best midfields when healthy.
yeah.
But yeah, it's all about set pieces and physicality and stuff. They're playing, but I think that's where they miss Isak. We were talking about it earlier. I mean, against Liverpool as well. And even in this game, if you have Isak in the middle, it's a different game. It's just a different game. And that's why, my friend, he's worth 145. But um, Brighton
145.
2, City 1. I mean, that
Wow,
was one of
that
those,
that was the
when,
game.
yeah, I mean, City was, I don't know, in the past when we were as Liverpool fans looking for City to lose a point, the moment they scored one, you were like, oh, this shit is over. Because they would not give that up. They would make it two, especially when they scored early. They would make it two, they would make it three. You were like, ah, this is gone. The last 2 seasons have been a different story. So, I mean, that's 2 losses back to back. They're in the bottom part of the league. So, it's too early to write them off?
Question for you: when is
Okay.
Pep losing his job?
I don't know. Pep. I mean, that would be one of those things. Was like Pep is like, I'm gonna make room for the new generation, kind of a deal, and resign. Right? Like,
At,
it's not a guy that you fire. It's almost
at,
like,
at the end of
what
the
do you
season?
think, dude? Is it time? It's time, isn't it? It's kind of a thing. And
At the
I
end
don't
of the
think
season, you mean?
he might. He might if something opens. I mean,
Yeah,
because I don't know. He doesn't look like a guy. Look, when Klopp left, he looked like a. I mean, you look at Klopp now. I mean, he looks like 20 years younger. I mean, this is a
yeah.
really stressful and difficult job. and it's like very energy to build a team, right?
Correct.
Especially to build something. And he
Yeah.
is trying to rebuild, which he has really never done. He's built with $1 billion, mind you, but he's built teams, given the money and the players and everything like that. But it doesn't look like he has the energy. Like I look at him, he looks freaking tired. Like, I know we gotta have to practice that too. Like it just looks like a guy like that who doesn't want to do yard work, kind of like I was yesterday.
Plus, he doesn't have the talent that he used to have for £1 billion. He
Yes.
doesn't have the talent. Period. I don't know why and how that could happen, uh, but it sort of he doesn't have a De Bruyne. He doesn't have an Aguero. He doesn't have the talent there. He doesn't have anybody to. Uh, you would say yes. He's not there now, but he's going to get there at the end.
Yeah.
There's nobody coming up or stepping up to take that team and get the team to do what Pep wants them to do. It's
That's a good point. It's a team where you're like, they have Pep though. Like when we talk about them, right? Even you said when we were doing projections, you didn't say they have Doku or they have Holland or whatever. You said they have Pep. So like the only hope is that Pep does something with what he has.
yeah, and he
And
doesn't
he
have
has
that.
not. Yeah, he does.
Exactly.
And he's not. He's just scratching himself.
Yeah.
Forest 0, West Ham 3. I mean, that thing escalated really fast within like 10 minutes over there. But this was one of the 7 upsets you called, I think.
Yes.
Right?
No,
I
this
think
this
it's
is one of the two that I called, but it happened what 87th minute
yeah,
started.
87, 90, 94 or something like
Yeah,
that. It was
started
effective.
happening at 87th minute. And if they played 10 minutes more, it would be 8 minute.
It looked like it's, yeah, because it came to
Yeah,
that thing where everything they touched turned into gold and stuff too.
yeah, yeah.
The confidence
Um,
thing.
I'm not sure if they're going to repeat that. Though
No,
it's a
yeah,
good
exactly.
3 points for Hammers, but still my one team to go down, one of the teams to go down.
That's right. You were kind of like rooting for him to go down. That's a whole different
Oh
story
yeah,
by itself. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Does it say more about Liverpool? Does it say more about Arsenal?
it says about a lot about Saboslay's free kick. That's all. That's it doesn't mean anything. It's a nil-nil game, classic draw. I think you said that, or we said that in the last program. Nobody will want to lose this, and they didn't. Arteta especially, uh,
Yes.
but they wouldn't be. But he wouldn't be thinking about that free kick going there from that distance. That was a
The funny thing is,
magnificent.
this has been an inside going joke for us for like a year now. Well, we every time he goes to international break, somebody puts the tweet from his goal that he scored for Hungary. And I think I can't remember this. I think it's against Germany, or I can't remember who
Yeah,
it's against. And then we
Germany.
were like, "Oh, he did it again. He did it again." It was always the same highlight, and it's pretty much the same like distance and everything like that. Even Liverpool tweeted, which I think is ridiculous. But what do you think about though that despite the game itself? I don't know. I'm kind of like taking it as a huge positive because you expected Arsenal to be the more ready and complete team right now. There's less changes and less significant changes, especially in defense and stuff like that. And they have probably like the best defense, and they probably have the best depth right now if you look at it too, after like the
Yeah,
transfer window and stuff. But despite going through not looking great, because that's the kind of like a sign of a title winner is without looking great and playing great, just being able to win. I mean, 9 points from, like I say, the Bournemouth game, which can be really tricky down the road. It might look like, holy cow, that was a huge win. Away to Newcastle, with that drama included, even without that drama, St. James Park away is a very difficult place to go to. And then you win against your biggest title competitor at home. That's freaking huge, even though it's only 3 weeks in.
no,
For
I
confidence.
know, I know your enthusiasm and positivism, but the thing is, you have let twice a 2-0 win and let the opponent to come back. Um, you have well, the first game against Bournemouth, that's a normal one. Newcastle, that's a lucky 90 what 101st minute goal. And
I
this
think it's a
one,
hundred.
yeah, this one, but I mean 9 points. You don't take credit for that. That's
You do take
seven.
credit for it because if I show you the standings right now, it looks like we have 9 points.
Yeah, I know.
So we got the credit for it.
No, no, no. You have the credit for it, but you don't have the credit for it. Well, we are not ready, but we got 9 points. That doesn't mean anything.
Leave it
I
to a
think
United fan to be thrilled and optimistic about the last second penalty win against freaking Burnley, probably going down as a positive, but not taking
yeah,
9 points for.
we haven't started the season as champions. We have started the season to become one of the Champions League places we are playing for. So we are building up something. I'm hoping.
You're
Um,
hoping, yeah. I don't
I'm
know. I
hoping
think if it wasn't coming pointed,
with this keeper and the defense. Um, I'm not very hopeful at all, to be honest, because that's what United needed for the backbone, and we haven't got enough to
no,
go
and
around.
then midfield. I mean, like it felt like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's they're doing Fenerbahce things, which is pretty like just get
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
let's
I'm
just get new
always saying
forwards.
Fenerbahce United is the Fenerbahce of the Premier
You
League.
know what?
I'm
Based on
always
the
saying
calls they get, I've been saying it for months now. United is the Galatasaray of Premier League. The calls
that.
they
Okay,
get, which
yeah.
we'll
Well,
talk a lot next week
we would
about the
be.
refereeing because it's been in shambles for. I mean, it's shambles throughout.
It,
Really, I mean,
throughout. Yeah,
VAR, how VAR is used and stuff like that. So that will be our
correct.
rant probably next week, and then we'll do our predictions for the hopeful future for United's next week as well. But that'll be it for us this week. Do tune in again next week. Hopefully, enjoy the international break. We'll be watching Turkey getting frustrated. That'll be our deal. And then, God, they play Spain. That's gonna be like a horror movie.
It
Watching
is.
that shit, but it should be interesting to watch. I keep telling people it's at least entertaining to watch Turkey now. Maybe because of guys like Kenan and Arda and stuff. It's a team that you look forward to watching, whereas before you almost like watched from like in between your fingers because it's just like you didn't want to see anything. So, but thanks again as always. Like, hit that subscribe button and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be back same time next week. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.